Woo! And we are live. 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 Good night, everybody. Good night. 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 We are here. And hopefully you can see my eyes. These are for migraines, of course. And we got our topics. We got our topics on what we're going to talk about. I'm really thanking the camera right now, though. That's pretty good right now. Of course, trying to get better every screen. Trying to get better every screen. Just make sure y'all can hear me. All right, perfect. All right, let's go. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. So, well, first, LinkedIn. Let me see that. Let's go down LinkedIn. Let's see. I don't think we need any sound on this. Just in case, though, if we do. Boop. All right. So on LinkedIn, I seen a post. Let me go to it right quick. I seen a post on, as y'all probably can see, it was on Indiana University. I should probably look at my profile picture too. I got a fro now. Try to keep up with my haircut. So it was a post on LinkedIn. It's about students. So Indiana University posted students graduating from any Gary-based high school now have the opportunity to earn a college degree free tuition. I just want to say this. Those look like my emojis. Those look like my emojis. Let me show y'all real quick. Those look like my emojis. Those just look like my emojis right there. I'm the only person that do dollar sign. I promise you, I'm the only person that do Captain Gown hats and dollar signs. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So we'll be back over here. So they were saying that thanks to Hard Rock Casino of Northern Indiana Scholarship Program, an initiative established in partnership with the Urban League of Northwest Indiana, eligible students are given full tuition coverage for up to 4 years at Indiana University Northwest. So now we are going to see here what that entails, or going to tell us to be exact. So scholarship program. Just let me let my hood on. So, all right. Scholarship program offers free tuition for all Gary-based high school graduates. So, what is Gary-based? It's a city actually. Because I was like, where is Gary? What is Gary? That was what my question. What is Gary? So, Gary, Indiana has several high schools with West Side Leadership Academy. Didn't need all that, but pretty much it's in Gary, Indiana. Have I ever been to Gary, Indiana? No. So, for all we know, I could be pronouncing Gary wrong. But if you are in that area, the scholarship program offers free tuition for all Gary-based high school graduates. As you see, that's their bus. Shout out to the bus. And then it says right here that Gary, Indiana, students graduating from any Gary-based high school now have a new opportunity to earn a college degree free to earn a college degree tuition free. Like and subscribe. So you know me, anything free, that is a hookup. That is a true one of a kind opportunity for parents. Come in a little bit. And so it says, thanks to Hard Rock Casino of Northern Indiana, scholarship program dash initiative, an initiative established by the casino in partnership with the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. It looks like it's going to be a very short read. It says the program provides full tuition coverage for up to 4 years. So if you are in this program and you go to Indiana University Northwest, they're specifying that part, Indiana University Northwest, you'll be given, this will make students eligible to have the chance to pursue their academic dreams without the financial barriers that often stand in the way. I do want students to know, as I keep reading, I have not, this is my first time going through it with you all, but usually when you could join a program like this, I've seen some that restrict your major. So if you're trying to do a business major, they might say you only can do a medical major for undergraduate. Usually it comes with stipulations, as we see right here. Applicants must. So we're going to get into that. But usually I've seen things like this and it comes with strict guidelines and requirements because normally it just comes with that. It's like another way to boost programs if programs are not doing well. Or if there's a demand in the workforce, they want you to do that demand of the workforce in that school. Some students do it and they just get another, like they get a master's in something they wanted. So it says the scholarship is about possibility, ensuring every Gary student knows that college is within reach and that IU Northwest is their home to grow, learn, and lead. Express, or quotations, Express Eric Jackson, Chancellor of IU Northwest. We want every eligible student to take that first step and apply because their future starts here. It says eligibility requirements. Applicants must be a 25 or 2026 graduate of any Gary, Indiana high school, public, charter, private, faith-based, or homeschool. Wow. Earn a minimum of 2.5 GPA while in high school and a core 40 diploma. It must be something in Indiana, a core 40 diploma. Never heard of that. I haven't heard of that personally. It says complete 30 to 40 hours of community service / volunteer work / leadership role. I wonder if you play sports. Well, technically you do volunteer for extracurricular activities and you make the team. I just think about that in high school. Plan to attend IU Northwest as a first-year student, pursuing either a 2-year or 4-year degree. So this is getting deeper already. Because it sounds like they have a 2-year attached to it. It says scholarship recipients will have tuition fully covered for up to 4 years. Now, remember, guys, if you're going to be in college for 6, 5, this won't work. This won't work. Based on FAFSA eligibility, they also factor in FAFSA. As long as they maintain a minimum 2.5 GPA at IU Northwest. So now you know, because I keep seeing that. IU Northwest. So now I have to look up what is this. Where is it? Indiana. Let me see some right quick, guys. Yeah, I see some things I was looking up. Track here. Northern Indiana. They keep saying Northern Indiana. Wait a minute. Indiana University. I'm trying. Let's just do this. Indiana. Oops. Indiana University. What's that Northwest part? See, it's Indiana University. Northwest is a public university in Gary, Indiana, United States. It's one of the 7 regional campuses of Indiana University. Okay, so it's on there. It's another part of their campus. Cool. But it says of Northern Indiana Scholarship Program, an initiative established by a casino in partnership. Casino. People still go to casinos with the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. The program provides up to right. And then it says giving eligible students the chance to pursue their academic dreams without the financial barriers that often stand in the way. Why is that interesting? Take a water sip. It's interesting because they know it's financial barriers when going to college. We might just have to do a review on Indiana University. I don't even think we did. If we did in the past, we're gonna do an update on it anyway, because I'm already assuming Indiana University, because they have a football program, basketball program, probably have a big campus 9 times out of 10. Simply off the fact that their amenities is very like nice. I'm just assuming. Haven't reviewed the school yet, but you can already put one and one together that it's expensive to go to this school. And when you go into an expensive school, or when schools are expensive, they have to find ways to make it accessible to everyone. So everyone doesn't just feel left out, right? So Indiana University. So then as we keep going, I feel like they're trying to compete with me a little bit. Let me stop. They people probably never even heard of me. Probably never even heard of me. Don't be creeping. Ow. This scholarship is about possibility. Creeping in the kitchen. Creeping in the kitchen. I didn't even hear you. This scholarship is about possibility. Ensuring every Gary student knows that college is within reach and that IU Northwest is their home to grow, learn, and lead. I feel like I said that. Did I say that? I did, because I went back up. I didn't realize that. They would be like, he said that already. I did. So fast for information right here. And then the application deadline is January 31st, 2027. Wowza. That is a whole year out. You said they plan a whole year out? That's dope. I'm about to say that's a whole year out. And it says applicants must submit the following: completed scholarship application, resume, high school transcript. Now, what they gonna put on that resume? Fresh out of high school. What are they gonna put on that resume? Just a thought. High school transcript, Indiana University, IU Northwest acceptance letter, and then proof of community service. So not much detail, but I don't see any restrictions on like what major you could choose to go to this school and participate in this program. But you have to be from the area, of course. So that's definitely for our students out there. And that could boost enrollment, or it could hurt enrollment, because what they have to factor in, like I said, we don't know the full stipulations, of course, but a student could do like 1 year or 2 years of free schooling, right? And then go to their actual school they want to go to for junior, senior year. So then that can it can hurt the school. It can help you as a student, but like I said, it can have some stipulations in there. And yep, just something to think about, right? Something to think about. Cool 15 on that topic. That was a cool 15. So let's go to the next thing. Go to the next thing. As we keep going. Where is close that out? So there's a topic about is this it? About a school called Webster University. And personally, they are going through it. So Webster University, from the Chronicles of Higher Education. I'm gonna get the highlights very quick. Or at least the highlights to me. Let me say that. At least the highlights to me. And so they're saying right here, it's called a flawed financial lifeline. Turn it to international enrollment to shore up shaky finances. Let's go ahead and be clear. In the current administration in higher ed, it's been a big problem for schools to have good international enrollment numbers this year, at least for most schools. I can't speak for all schools, but for most schools. And so Webster University stands as a reminder that enrollment management isn't just about getting students to show up, but more about that's all they put. It's not just about getting students to show up. It's about retaining them. So we're gonna get into that as well. It says right here, its finances got even worse. You know me, I love talking about school finances because if they got money to do this for school and do that and do that and do that, and they justify it, they got reasons why they could help the students and the staff and the faculty and many more, right? So it said its finances got even worse. The university closed several international campuses, but things came to a head in 2023. Webster lost nearly $40 million, pulled nearly $50 million from its endowment, and received a financial disgrace. That's that right? Disgrace designation from its accreditor. I never heard of a financial disgrace designation. Real quick. So I am going to do a basic, a basic Google search. I'm gonna say in higher education because AI overview would be pretty good. I generally use it. Okay, all right, quick. So right here, a financial distress destination. I hope I'm saying that word right. A financial distress destination in higher education refers to formal actions taken by accreditors or government agencies when an institution is experiencing severe financial difficulties that threaten its ability to operate. So Webster University was one of these schools. At first, I thought it was Weber State, where Damian Lillard played, but this is a whole nother school. This school is, I have it right here. Bring that back real quick. I kept it up. Okay. So real quick. So Webster University is a private university in Missouri. I seen that earlier because I was like, Webster. I was like, Webster University. Never heard of them. They got a 4.2. I don't know who used these Google ratings to review a school, a college. It's pretty interesting. They got a 4.2 on Google reviews. Funny, hilarious. What was I going to see? Oh, I looked at their Noble alumni. Now we can look at this together. Rob Riggy, is his name? Rob Riggle, funny guy, hilarious guy. He went to this school. I don't want to butcher this man's name, but he went here. Never heard of him. Eileen Collins, never heard of her. I heard of Jennifer Lewis. I did not know she went to this school. Just a few Noble alumni. But of course, that ain't what we're talking about right now, though. What we're talking about is them messing up. So I'm not going to read it line for line, but I like to start off with the topic sentence. If I see something that I want to highlight about the situation, as you see, she wrote it. Layla Hella Basic and Ellie Davis, if I said that right, or Holly Basic. They wrote this actually yesterday. Fun fact. That's right. They be working. They can write. Like to write all this, they can write. A few years ago, in search of a financial lifeline, Webster University went all in on an ambitious plan. First of all, that lets you know they have no financial skills. This is the time a school should have had some type of advice on money. Never go if you go all in on something, have a backup plan. That's just not all your eggs in one basket. Have you ever heard this guy named Warren Buffett? He mentions this a lot. Never, always have like diversification, So recruiting more international students to its main campus in St. Louis than ever before. Then it said in 2021, 116 international undergraduate and graduate students study at the University St. Louis campus. By 2024, the number has shot up to 2646. Impressive. Almost overnight. They come to make up almost half the enrollment. Okay, sounds pretty good, right? And then I remember when I was reading, they said something along the lines of like students were just getting free educations. They'll stay for like a year or a semester. Hopefully I can find it. But they'll go to their home school, not home school. They'll go to a school that's more affordable and close to family. So they was like students who are international were just getting their visa and skedoodling, pretty much. They was skedoodling on Webster University. Don't know why they didn't put that in place and lock them in, because that was whoever was running this school did not know what they were doing. No offense to them. They didn't know what they were doing. So nearly all of the increase came from two countries. India, the second largest feeder of foreign students to the United States for colleges, of course. I did not know that. Hopefully somebody in the chat can fact check me on that. I did not know that. And then the other was not. It's called Nepal. Did not know that. Never heard of this. Excuse me, guys. When I never heard of something, seen it for the first time, I like to look it up. But it's a small Asian nation whose population size is similar to Texas. Oh, they're not small then. They're similar to Texas. That is not small at all. Nepal. I feel like it's Nepal. Oh, okay. Never heard of it. Cool. Okay. Keep that in mind. Close that out. So the students' tuition dollars stemmed a decade of bleeding at Webster, while other regional institutions continue to suffer from shrinking enrollment. As we've been saying, guys, schools have been universities. I said this earlier and I was wrong. I thought private schools were not affected by this, but universities continue to suffer from shrinking enrollment. They continue to suffer from shrinking enrollment and rising operating costs. They like to say operating. Just keep it in one, right? Just keep it in that one. And so a lot of reasons your university, if you go to it, like I said, if you're a student, you probably don't notice it. You probably don't feel it. Except you be like, why are my tuition prices going up? So you feel it, right? It's happening to you. So a lot of schools have a shrinking enrollment, as we know, because of prices, on-campus amenities, college not being accessible, whoop-de-whoop, right? And then we have rising operating costs. Now, rising operating costs on a basic level of business is pretty much money to keep things operating. That's literally what it means. Like how I have this platform, I'm using, most might know is StreamYard, and then many might know I'm using like, what's another one? Like, I'm using Chronicle Higher Education. That's paid for. So that's part of my operation, to run my operation. Their operations are rising. mean, I don't know what their operations are. You can go look at the school business plan. I don't know what Justice is going to do, because if they don't want to freeze your tuition, I really doubt they're going to listen to your advice on their business plans and what they're doing. So this would be a school that actually needs to bring in some business people to turn around the operating and try to run it like they might as well try corporate structure, because it's not working. It's not working for the institution. So right here, it was an independent financial audit of Western shows the turnaround between 2023 and 2024 fiscal years. Increases in international students alone brought in $23.8 million. Now, guys, you might think, why am I sitting here talking about higher education on the live screen when I could talk about many of the things that's probably interesting, that's, generating crazy views? Guys, it's so much money in higher education. I don't even think it's funny. Like, once again, higher education, time to wake up. Higher education has been making you pull out trillions of dollars of student loans, right? Not just you as a person, but everybody. And then you say college is not worth it. If that ain't the best marketing skills I ever seen in my life, when I say I have to get somebody on here who works at a college, university specifically, because how do you keep people going to a school knowing they can't afford it, keep telling them they're going to get a job, a better job, a good job, and then not a I have never, like, we have so many people around, like, well, I'm 26. We have so many people around our age right now who are 24, 23, 22, 21, who are entering the job market right now. They went to outstanding schools. I don't know if this is media tricking us. I don't know. I've been seeing some like small YouTube channels, people posting about their kids saying like, hey, my kid and them went to this school, and the job market is tough. And then a lot of older people actually saying it, like, back in the day, you can graduate college and get a job like the same day. I don't know if they was exaggerating, but next day for sure, or next week for sure. And that's unfortunate right now, because I really don't know what to say about that, because I'm not a economic person, a global economic thinking person. I can only see things from a higher education perspective. Things are weird right now. I'm not trying to be an expert, but I am using my master's degree a little bit. That's a good punchline, right? That was a good punchline, right? But I'm using my master's a little bit from a higher education standpoint. It's weird right now, because if you do go to college, you do supposed to be rewarded some type of job, some type of reward. As I like to give real life example, I work my job right now in higher education, but I got that job based off of having an associate's degree and bachelor's degree in experience. I have not tried to apply to jobs since I have officially conferred my master's, even though I have not seen my grades posted yet. But I'm pretty sure I passed with A's, hopefully no B's. With that being said, there's a lot of money in higher education. Like I told my classmates, I say it to professors all the time. They love the channel. People like the channel, love the channel. Just not seeing the results yet. In due time, right? And so we just like to say that it's a lot of money in this field. It's a reason why you have politicians go be university presidents, after leaving the political office. There's a reason why they go work in universities, like big universities, like Ivies, top tier universities, even some community colleges. Community colleges pay really well too, depending on who you know, and depending on what state you're in. So I really just want to emphasize that, like, there are so many more ways to make money in the world, and you don't have to be the typical ball player or musician, entertainment, or whatever. It's all just higher education. Let's keep going. It's pretty good. 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 You better not say nothing. So I don't got no chin here, y'all. I gotta shave it for the military. I just be rubbing my chin here. As we keep going, I'm gonna skip that line right there. I glanced at it. I didn't really see anything, but if you think that's something, you can always pause this video and go back through it. So it says the university data suggests that new international undergraduates often haven't stayed at Webster for more than a semester or two. That's what I was talking about. So the international undergraduates don't even stay for more than a semester. I gave them a year. They didn't even stay for a semester. So it says as foreign enrollments surge, fall to spring retention for the freshman class over. Oh, I said over. Fall to spring retention for the freshman class over all plummeted from 89% to 57%. That's a big drop. Historic headcount and retention data comes from the Institution Effectiveness Office. An author of this story, a Webster student, shout out to the Webster student, used university credentials to access it. So when you are a college student, guys, this is why I like to tell students, if they're watching, parents, anybody at a college, of course, professors and them know, you have a lot of range of freedom. Now, the problem, what we're going through, we kind of spoke on this yesterday on December 17th. That's the problem we're running into in higher ed with the current Trump administration. Now, we are nonpartisan, but we're supposed to have a level of privacy we're supposed to have the ability to say what we believe and write about what we believe as part of academic freedom. So literally you have students at institutions that will take data from the institution and, write their perspective on what's going on at the school, even though their school is like failing real bad, not doing what they're supposed to do. Students can write about that and then publish information about it. I do think, depending on the school, you have to run it through like your instructor, the deans in them before doing it. Or sometimes they don't even care, they just run it. As long as it all depends on who's running the program, honestly. Like, you got range to do a lot of things in college. Because you got hopefully you went to a college that has resources, provide you with recordings, equipment. Like, some schools actually give you cameras. Like, the camera I'm using now it's my boy, but if I needed a camera, if I needed something, the school would actually help you. If I needed to buy, if the schools actually, there's one more thing I wanted to say. If the school, it hit me later. It left me. We have a comment from Alice Marie. That's what threw me off. But Alice Marie said, what about the newest banned words? What about the newest banned words? That is not academic freedom. And Alex Marie is probably talking about what Trump is. So Trump has some new words. Let me type that in. Trump banned words list. Let's see. I hope I'm not saying it, because I'm definitely saying about to look at these words. Let me see. This is on NPR. I remember somebody talking about this. Alice Marie brought this up. Oh, what are the banned words? Let's see. Ban. These are not showing us the words. Let's see. Ban word. Trump ban words. Let's say for Head Start. For Head Start. Let's see. Okay, this is it right here. Trump sent. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Most people not finna follow this. They're not finna follow this. Depends on the Head Start. I grew up in Head Start, actually, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I can tell you now, my mom didn't care about no words. It was more about what they learned in school. Fun fact, my mom was a daycare provider. She was one of those early childhood people. She's very good with kids too. Shout out to her. Don't know how she does it. Very good. So these are like, I hope y'all can see that. Can I zoom this in for y'all? Let me see. And so you got, I'm kind of scared to say these words because I don't want to, but you see the words though. Some of them are wild. I actually have this word on my LinkedIn, which is funny. Oh, this one. I have this one. I have this one on my LinkedIn. It's hilarious. Uh we say this word all the time. These two, these two, these two. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oops. Don't tell me no Insta. So I can't click on this Instagram post, but that's a few of the words right there. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So we got some more words. Had some help. And then as we keep going, let me see. Wow, we can't say that word either. Oh, wow. I say that all the time. That happened to me in school. That's what they labeled me in K through 12. Crazy. Um, oh, wow. Just don't even say the G word no more. That's why I'm going to call it the G word. Don't say that word. Do not say that word. Did not say that word. Did they put that on the other list? Let me see. It should have been on this list. Yup. And then don't say this word. Where that? It should be an E. Ah. I guess you can't have no equity in stock. I'm sorry, I had to say that one. Equity in stock. I want all my equity. I want all my equity. And so the words keep going, man. The words are crazy. Honestly, I don't think nobody's gonna listen to it because it's Head Start, it's daycare. I think what if I was a daycare, what I would do if I was a Head Start, let me be specific. Head Start and daycare are totally different. Similarities but different. So that's my mom rubbing off on me a little bit. They're probably gonna post this on the wall and call it a day. I would do that just to keep the tension off. I would post it on the wall. Just post it. Yeah, call it a day. So going back to the Webster. So Webster students, like I said, they were getting their visas and then they were dipping on Webster University. Western University just going through it. I feel like I'm talking bad about them, but as you can see, I'm just covering the data. So as we skim down and we go to a dramatic increase in international students. So guys, we say this in the stock market. Like I said, I'm a simple investor. The faster it rises, the faster it falls. It's so simple. It's so simple. So you got domestic. I feel pretty good because domestic is like stateside, pretty much. Like, and I feel pretty good. I know that because I would have been like, what's domestic? What's domestic? So you got international. They specify by India. They got international by Nepal. Am I saying that right? Nepal, and then you got international other. And so I don't know why they couldn't use a different color like green or something. They just had to use a higher faded color. And so in fall 2021, they was at domestic wise, majority domestic. You see the numbers. And then in fall 22, it dropped a bit in domestic. And then right there, it went up a little bit in fall, or it dropped some more in fall 2023 domestic. It just keeps falling domestic wise, and it just keeps falling. Because like we always talk about, Western University is a private school. Private schools are naturally expensive. I wouldn't recommend no one to go to. If you go private, you honestly might as well go Ivy. You might as well go to a top tier university. And I think that's what it's getting around to at this point, because you're wasting money, essentially. It's just overpriced. Like, speaking on behalf of the people, insurance is high. The co-pays is high, medical is high, going to school is high, getting a car is high, everything is high, right, for people. So if you make everything high for people, generally, it's only going to be like the survival of the fittest type of deal. So you really have to be like on your game nowadays. As I tell people now, this is like the NBA, and I feel like back in the day was like you're trying to make freshman team. Like, everything is so advanced nowadays. Like me, I got 2 jobs essentially: military, regular job I go to every day on civilian side, and even trying to add a third one doing content. You just got to be advanced these days. It seems like everybody has a, I would say, I guess, a hustle, and their numbers were falling. But as their numbers were falling on domestic, shout out to grad school, man. Shout out to grad school. As their numbers were falling domestically, their numbers on international, essentially international students, was rising. But then it hit a peak in fall 2024 and fell dramatically in fall 2025. So if they stay with this article and they revisit this for fall 2026, their numbers are probably going to be falling even more. That's what we're speculating. And so there's more to that, of course, with Western University. We didn't even get to the money part of it. Like them, like right here, the 40 million pool and nearly 50 million in endowment. Man, if a school pull 50 million in endowment and you still not operating the school efficiently, and you couldn't give me no scholarships or help me pay for school, I'm not staying there. I wouldn't even be there, first off. But I'm gonna tell my people, whoever go to that school, don't leave. You see my look, leave, because that's ridiculous. 50 million in endowment. 50 million endowment. My school actually just got approved for a baseball stadium. I'm not mad, but man, I'm pocket watching again. That's all I'm saying. Like, y'all could have gave us some of that 15 million instead of putting in the baseball field. I be pocket watching a little bit. I be pocket watching a little bit on schools. I do, because it don't make sense sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Like, that's all I'm saying. You got a college coach making multi-million dollars, but we can't get nothing while going to college. Nothing. Do you not know what days or times we in? But as I tell people, there are solutions. Like, if you are a college student, you should stay off campus. This is how I got a debt-free degree 3 times. You should stay off campus. I lived with my mom starting out. Then I went to the military reserves. I ain't gonna lie, I needed medical insurance, guys, because medical insurance is very high. It's very high. Did not need them for school. I didn't actually use my military benefits for school until I felt like I was pressured into. Like, not in a bad way, but just pressure. Like, they was like, use your military benefits to pay for school. Use it. So I used it for graduate school, but it just knocked it down as a discount, because the way it works, for my people out there who are considering military, right? I use the tuition assistance. So usually they recommend what schools, like, depending what schools you go to or get into for grad school, and from a grad school perspective, it applies to undergraduate, but usually it's like whatever the DOD, not just the government, but the DOD, whoever they have a partnership with, and then DOD/government. I know some people might call it different things. That's why I'm being so technical. But whoever they got a partnership with, sometimes they will override like the tuition per credit hour because they have a partnership with this school. Like, I know one of the partnership is like Embry-Riddle. That school is like very expensive, but if you are using like military benefits, it pretty much is good to go. But like for me, they didn't have a partnership with my school, my graduate school, so I just got a discount pretty much. But if I went to another school like Georgia Southern, I would have went to school for free. But Georgia, the reason why I chose Georgia State over Georgia Southern on the sidebar is because Georgia Southern was going to be more like how undergraduate was. It was gonna be more like, for me, like how my undergraduate was. I didn't write as many papers, but I learned how to like work a computer better. I learned how to do presentations better. I learned how to do actual things better, right? And then I didn't want to do that again in grad school. I actually wanted to work on my writing abilities, research abilities, like what I'm doing now a little bit. So that's what made me go to Georgia State. And then Atlanta, being near the Atlanta area, that helps. Well, going to school, I was online, wasn't really near it. Let me clarify, but you get what I'm saying. Like having that on the resume, it lets people know like your school. But if I went to a school in another state, they're like, some people might ask, "What is Georgia State?" Crazy enough, like, because I'm over here saying, "What school is Webster University?" They might say, "What is Georgia State?" So you get the idea, right? So, and then right here this is interesting. It says most students in South Asia work with what they call an education consultancy, companies that for a fee help students apply to study abroad. In return for a newly enrolled student, some United States universities will pay that company a commission of 15 to 20% of that student first year tuition. Colleges are banned by federal law from paying a recruiter for domestic student enrollments, a rule intended to prevent predatory recruitment practices. So, as you see here, a rule intended to prevent predatory recruitment practices. So what have they did now to elevate doing recruiting predatory practices? What they did was they went to social media. They show you the highlights. You're not looking at the prices like we do at the end of this live stream. You're not doing that. You're just going solely off of my homeboy or homegirl went there. Now I want to go there. You're not looking at the return on investment if I go to this school. Like, shout out to Georgia State. I give them hell sometimes. I do. But Georgia State had very good graduate prices. And I knew if I went there, I could get another debt-free degree. Most people don't do that. And I didn't do the disclaimer again. Dang. Didn't do the disclaimer. I think I can throw it in, though, when I edit it. And so we're not doing that. That's something we need to start doing more when we are trying to go to college. We need to look at the reality and not wait till, I'm be honest with you, I was a last minute, knowing what I know now, I was a real last minute college student. And I didn't even go to school to get a degree. I was going to get a certificate. You should start planning for college. As long as you got me in your corner. You might not have a good support at home or a good support at school, at your K-12 school or whoever, right? And real first generation students don't claim first generation students. I'm sorry if you feel hit. You can be a first generation student still, even though your siblings went to college. Because who's to say your siblings learn what they need to learn about higher education? What if your sibling partied through college their whole 4 years and they didn't learn anything really? So you're technically a first generation student again. So I don't really like the term first generation student. I feel like it's a term used to, once again, it's like one of these recruitment practices to get students to go to the school. But, of course, if I say things, it's a little bit controversial. I'm the same person who didn't want to walk the stage for his graduation because we're still putting more students in student loan debt. But, I'm just talking from it's not even a theory no more. Like, I did it, I lived it. So it's more factual. I'm giving you the factual evidence that you won't find in a dissertation. No offense to my PhD people out there. I'm just saying. So yeah. So I think that's it with Webster University covered. I think that's the bottom of it as well, almost the bottom. And so it's a lot of great information in here, of course, guys, but I don't like really holding you hostage all them hours. Because if I keep going, we will go all the way to an hour. And then we have to talk about something else that I don't think will take as long, but we have to hit it. Then after that, closeout time. Then we gotta I signed. We gotta turn the sign off. You know what I'm saying? We open right now. We open. We open like Waffle House right now, you know? Excuse me, had to burp. So the next one though was about, where did I find this one at? I think I found this in the Chronicles of Higher Education as well. This one is about business. This one's about business around the world. That's what it's about. Where is it? I think I lost it. Yeah. I'm gonna put it up there. Yeah, it's about business around the world. It's about graduate school. It's about, I'm gonna show you in a minute, guys. It's about graduate school. It's about gender. I said a bad word. I feel bad. But it's about genders. It's about all the good stuff, international. It's got all this data in here. We're gonna interpret it. Where's my water? That is how you cook a little bit of time off the clock right there. All right. So this is the, I didn't even say what website this was. So this is, let me go back. As y'all can see, I bookmarked it. This is the, what is it called? This is the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. Man, I love that word collegiate. Because, you know, I hear that word so much in sports. Like, this is a collegiate sports team. I always heard that. So I was like, man, I went to a 2-year collegiate college. I be hyping that up, man. I use all these terms, these cool terms they use. I took these cool terms and made something out of it because, yeah, man, like collegiate. So around the world with business schools. This is according to the Chronicle Higher Education, of course. And so applications increased. They said it's about, oh my bad. It's about, in the top line it says what's changed. What has changed for business schools globally in the last 5 years? I think that's pretty interesting because in the last 5 years, I have been in college for like the last 8 or 9. So in the last 5, let's see, because I see a lot of people getting MBAs and stuff. So I am not trying to shade y'all right now, but I'm just gonna look at some data. And so it says, here's what to know from a new report by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. And so they say applications increased, enrollment didn't follow in lockstep. International masters enrollment boomed. Gender skews are still skewed. It's MBAs that are, it says it's MBAs that are non-traditional. And then they go to the bigger picture. So let's see, as I'm showing you all. Because right here it says undergraduate applications spiked by 38%, master applications jumped by 25%. That's very good. But it also says that enrollment didn't follow in lockstep. Undergraduate enrollment was stable overall, as declines in Asia Pacific region were offset by increases elsewhere. MBA enrollment dipped by 6%. Specialist programs grew enrollment by 11%. Specialist programs grew by 11% and now make up more than half of all business school master's enrollment around the globe. So what does that entail? I don't know. You probably was wondering what I was reading. I was reading on the other page before going to this. So enrollment trends at the association. Let's see if I can remember this. The association, I don't remember it. But the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. Okay. So hopefully my business people come and see this. So right here it says this report provides an in-depth look at undergraduate and master's enrollment trends using data from the AACSB, what we just said, accredited schools. So remember, guys, accredited schools. This means the schools that are accredited, and you have to hope that the accredited schools opted in to be in this data. So the data could always be off. Remember, it's always based off perspective, but the accredited schools, and if they opted in to do this, unless it was mandatory. But then it says right here that participated in the business school questionnaire. I didn't even see that. I really didn't see that until I just kept reading to the right. And so, including the most recent 2024 to 2025 results. Why is this important before I keep going? This is important. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't look at this stuff. I'll be honest with you. If I was looking for a job, and I guess I would try to find some data like I'm doing now with degrees and stuff, but it just goes to like helping you save money in college. If I really was trying to save money in college, I would be looking at this stuff. That's kind of what makes me look at it like, okay, do I want to get an MBA? Do I want to get a specialist or get my undergraduate degree in business? But early on, actually, a business management degree, I didn't see no point in it. I was a business management student early on. And then I kept running to this problem. I ain't gonna lie, I kept hearing and running to this problem that like a business management degree is not really valuable. It just teaches you how to be a manager. And then I kept hearing that in the hallways at school. I wasn't going on my computer looking it up. I was hearing it from peers and talking to other people. It's like it's pretty much like a general degree. It's like a general studies degree without getting a degree in general studies for business. And so that's when I made a pivot and got my HR degree in human resources. Now, have I used my human resources degree? Associate's degree? No. Have I used my general studies? No. I used the associate degrees though. Like the associate degrees, like, so if I qualify for this government state job, I have associate's degree. So, because I still didn't know what career I wanted to do, just giving that heads up. And so before I figured out higher education was my thing, and I just knew more things than I knew more things than the average person in higher education. So I was like, yeah, I think this is my alley. People talking, that's like me a little bit right there. Not a bit STEM, accounting major. But so we keep going. It addresses some of the most common questions about business school enrollment patterns and highlights emerging shifts influence in today's business education environment. So to ensure a meaningful year-over-year comparisons, the analysis focuses on a control group of institutions that have consistently reported data across the selected time period. While this approach reduces the overall sample size, it provides a clearer and more reliable view of how enrollment patterns are truly evolving. So they got an executive summary right here. It's saying the demand for a business education. Let's see. It says right here, like these guys are very credible guys. As you see, they have a membership. If you want to have an educational membership, business membership, find a member, connect on the AACSB exchange. It's very helpful, guys, if you are in the business world. It says, while undergraduate and master's programs continue to attract strong interest from prospective students, the data indicate a more cautious conversion from interest to actual enrollment. At the undergraduate level, applications increased by 38%, as we said before in the highlights, accompanied by a 30% rise in offers and a more modest 10% increase in new entrants, if I said it right. Master's level demand follows a similar pattern. Applications grew by 25%, but new entrants, I think I said it right, increased by 6%, suggesting heightened competition and expanded options for prospective students. Across both levels, students report increasingly complex decision-making among applications as they navigate program types, delivery formats, and institutional profiles. So now we get into the enrollment trends for undergraduate and for my graduate people out there who's like me, a graduate student. So undergraduate enrollment has remained resilient across institutions. The Americas experienced steady growth of 10% over the 5-year period. I feel like you should keep going to school for business in undergraduate. I feel like it's very helpful. I feel like it's very helpful. It really is, especially if you go to a school that might teach you stocks and stuff and investing. And at least that's my interest. If they teach you that in undergraduate, that's a very good school. Like I tell the story all the time. My professor, because I was still in the business program at the 2-year, the professor brought a financial advisor to the classroom. And that was a big pivotal shift in my life. Like I always tell people, like, when you get a financial advisor, you're not getting a financial advisor to, I'm gonna be honest with you, they are not helping you really make money. They're providing you financial instruments to teach you how to make money. I got better financial resources like ahead of my time before it got real popular on YouTube. I got it from my financial advisor, Investopedia, MarketWatch, Seeking Alpha, all these other places, going on the SEC.gov. I got that from a person on YouTube, though. Until I meet that person, I'm not saying their name on this YouTube channel. And so, but that financial advisor gave me a lot of instruments that I was able to take and use on my own and create a very good formula to make investments, right? And so that's why I say it's very good that they're still seeing steady growth for business students and undergraduate. So as we keep going, it says overall, half of participating schools report enrollment growth, though variation across institutions and regions indicates a landscape where local conditions influence enrollment outcomes. Now, I did skip something right here. It says, in contrast, Asia's Pacific institutions reported a 6% decrease or decline, contributing to a more uneven global picture. Overall, half of participating schools report enrollment growth, though variation across institutions and regions indicates a landscape where local conditions influence, as we read. Now, on the master's side, the master's enrollment increased modestly across all regions, ranging from 4% growth in Asia Pacific to 6% in EMA. If I said it right. These stable totals mask significant divergence across program types. MBA programs declined by 6%, reflecting shifting market dynamics. Conversely, master's specialist programs grew by 11%. Let's say that again. Conversely, master's specialist programs grew by 11%. Actually, y'all, Al asked me about this recently. She said, what's a specialist? And I was like, it's pretty much a master's specialist. I don't know if it's ranked higher. I don't think it's ranked higher. I feel like it is a certificate. It's like you didn't get your full master's degree, but you got the certificate needed for that master's. So it's like how you can get a certificate in trade at a 2-year, you can get a certificate, essentially professional certificate for your master's. Some jobs, depending, like I know in education for sure, like people who are in the K-12 industry, they get master specialists all the time. Like they need to get a few more dollars on pay. They go and get that with no problem usually. And master specialists are not easy either. They're not, walking apart just because it's a certificate. They are pretty intense. So as we get into the gender surprised me a bit. I'm not gonna lie, gender surprised me a bit because pretty much it was saying like women, anybody would know this if they went to college. Women take over colleges and undergraduate for sure, and graduate. Like the higher you get in school, is nothing but women. Women go to college. Now, what surprised me with this data that you're probably looking at, right? It doesn't make sense at all. So either the school is preferring men over women. Something is a little, like they said, skewed, because you have women compromising 44% of the undergraduate level for the business program perspective. And then it says right here, program level gender distribution also shows little movement. Roughly 60% of programs enroll a majority of males. Program level gender. Roughly 60% of programs enroll a majority of males. About 30% achieve gender parity. I don't know what gender parity is. Let's see. Let's educate ourselves a little bit. Y'all probably hear that alarm outside. It's not my car, somebody else's. A gender, it's kind of like parity, but parity is a numerical measure showing equal representation of ratios of women and men. That's a good short answer, right to the point. And only a small proportion enroll a majority of females. Now, it's weird, like they said, because if you're basing it off of a business program, then I see why. But majority of colleges are consistent of women. If I had to put my own off the dome percentage on it, like 80% women, 20% men in college. Not exaggerated. And so the master's is like at the master's level, overall, female representation mirrors undergraduate trends. Overall, female representation mirrors undergraduate trends. Remaining steady over time, differences, however, emerge by program type. MBA programs continue to be predominantly male-dominated, with about half enrolling majority male cohorts. Interesting. Although this proportion is gradually declining, it should gradually be declining, guys, because like I say, more women go to college than males. It's just like you can just go to a college campus. I don't know how many people go to a college campus and actually just walk around. I know it might be hard nowadays because people don't know how to act. They're shooting up college campuses. But if you just go to a college campus, you'll just look, you'll just see. You'll be like, dang. The only time you're going to see athletes, they probably play sports that are males. Like males got to the point now, I don't need to go to college. I could do something else. Don't know where they at, but they're not going to college. If they go to college, they're doing sports. I'm just saying. And that's an all race thing. That's not even a specific race, as you can see. So it says master specialist programs display a contrasting pattern with nearly 40% enrolling more women than men. The parity is more commonly achieved within MBA programs, where roughly 30% of cohorts reflect an equal gender balance. Then it goes into the international trends, international student trends. Now, this could be slightly off. I'm not going to go into it, guys, because we hit our point where we got to do our college breakdown. The goal is to always be out in an hour and 30 minutes until we get a lot more traction. There's no point of really holding on if I don't have many people watching right now. You know, respectfully, just making sense with everything to myself. So it goes more detail. If you want to, you can find it. I have the website literally right here for you guys. So you can pause it, type it in, go into it. Hopefully you can find this and read this. It's public information, it seems like. This public information can help you. You know, just this is how you forecast what's going on in the world. They didn't say AIs. They didn't say anything. I don't think they did. Let me do Control F. They didn't say anything about AI, like causing business to go away. They didn't say like AI is taking up degrees. Like you have to really ask yourself these questions and paint your thesis, guys. College is not going nowhere. College has, let me tell you something real quick. Let me close this out. College has outlasted the internet. College has outlasted the .com. I don't know if that counts as part of the internet. College has outlasted cell phones, technology in general, gaming. College has outlasted everything. College, like, don't get me wrong, I can still lose my job or I can merge with AI, but colleges are not going to shut down. Now, I hear stories like that. Oh, no job is safe. College, government, it's a government job for one. It's a government job. Working in a college is a government/state job. And then the higher up you get, you could be working federal. So college education is so pure in that I can only people, it's like how you got people that play sports. The best way I could do it, analogy right now with making sense without saying something crazy, is like if you play sports and you understand, or you did like martial arts, sports, anything that you understand, right? When you get to a certain level in schooling, when you get to a certain level in sports, martial arts, you just understand a certain type of view, and you can hear things different and see things different. And so education is one of those things that is a reason why the billionaire Bill Gates reads a lot of books, if he really reads them. It's a reason why a lot of great billionaires and multimillionaires, they read, because they understand the value of education. Because I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, but when you have the education, it just makes things a lot simple. It just makes it simple. So we're gonna do our college breakdown. I said I was gonna do Indiana University. I don't think I did Indiana University. Let me check my list real quick. Let me check that playlist real quick. Let me see. I don't think I did. Nope, I did OU. I did Oklahoma University. So we're going to do Indiana. I'm going to pull that up for us. Let me see. College Scorecard. And we will be live tomorrow as well. So Indiana. Y'all are funny. They making this. Indiana University, Bloomington. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. All right. All right. There we go. Y'all know me. I like to make another tab of it. It gives you all the resources you need to know. Look, takes you right to the school. So this is their main campus. This is Indiana University. We're doing our college breakdown. Indiana University, Bloomington. So they have about 36, pretty much 37,000 students. Guys, that is pretty much a large institution. Yes, that's a very large institution. Goodness gracious. It's a 4-year course. It's public. It's in the city. It's large. So if you want to go here, be mindful, like staying off campus, you might have to stay on the outskirts of the city, because the city is always more expensive than staying in a rural area. One of the reasons why I went to Valdosta State, went to the boonies, went to the country, because I knew I was going to save money getting an apartment. It was one of the strategies. And I understood when I was going to graduate school real quick that living in the city of if I did want to live in the city of Atlanta, that was not going to work. I wanted to stay on the outskirts. So I moved on the outskirts. And if I needed to ever go to the campus, I was going to commute in. So Indiana University, Bloomington, they have a graduation rate of 81%. It's over the midpoint. It's over the 4-year college midpoint. It's over 58%. They got 81%. That means when you go here, you're more than likely going to pass. It doesn't mean they're just passing you along. It means like they set their schoolwork up to where you're learning and you're passing. So as we keep going, we go to the average annual cost. Remember, they're basing this off of financial aid. If you're going to get financial aid, I don't count on financial aid. Even though I used it as a student and undergraduate, I can't count on it. You never know. Especially with this administration, you never know. You need to have your own money set aside and know the real prices in case your financial aid get paused or something. And you start hurting. And now you're crying. So it's below it's below that 20,000 mark. It's at 15,000, but we need to fact check it, right? This is why I love this. This is why I love this. Look at them having fun. Look at them having fun at that nice stadium they got. You already know I'm gonna talk smack. So now, as you know, guys, I tell you all the time, there's always a magnifying glass on a campus website. If you don't see a magnifying glass, that's a problem. All you have to do is type in tuition. Oops, spelled. Y'all probably like he can't even spell tuition. Type in tuition and fees. That should come up. Look at there, first thing. I don't have time to click on them other tabs. I'm just trying to find the tuition. How much are you going to charge me to go here? I still don't see it yet. It says the Bloomington cost, the Columbus cost, Fort Wayne cost. Remember, we did an article earlier about the Northwest cost. But now we're doing Bloomington because this is the main campus, right? Most students are going to go to the main campus. So international, look, they even got like, you're going to be international, you're going to be a U.S. student. You see, after everything going on with the Trump administration, everybody like, oh, I can't go to school. Look, they still anticipate international students to come. You got to go on the school websites and see it for yourself, guys. So based on this is what they're saying. No, I don't want to talk to your AI thingy. Dang. So right here, they're stating and I'm sorry about that long, guys. Right here, you got the direct cost, you got tuition and mandatory fees. They're saying if you're out of state, this is how much you're looking at. They're saying like tuition and mandatory fees, you're looking at $12,000, pretty much $12,200. Housing and food is about $14,000. Now, and then they got right here like books and supplies, personal expenses. If I was a school, I would take personal expenses out because you can't budget nobody personal expenses for them. And this part right, like that's just you're just adding unnecessary extra costs. But what I know, they probably got sued for that or something. So I don't know. So this is what I always look for. I like this better. I don't like this. I don't know if that's factual. I like this. So undergraduate students, the cost of attendance for a full-time undergraduate student in 2025 to 2026. So they're talking about for the year, which is the year we're in now at the time of this recording. And so right here, as they said before, you're looking at $12,142. Real quick with the calculator. 12,200. I like to round things out, have solid numbers. Divided by 2, you're looking at 6,100. If you are in this area and you are a resident of this area, you're only looking at $6,000 per semester. Now, granted, we haven't got to the housing and food, but housing and food, from what I'm looking at it, for residents, it's $14,000 for housing and food. So you know what that means? That's $7,000. I'm just gonna do 7,000 because I know 7 plus 7 is 14. So if you add 7 to that 6,100, that's $1,300. That's $13,000. All right, I said $1,300. That's $13,000 already for one semester. Then you got to factor in, they already put it right here at the bottom, actually. You're looking at $26,000. I just did the calculation for no reason. But if you do that calculation, always divide it by 2, because that's what you're looking at for the semester. Guys, that right there hurts you. This hurts you a lot. This is why I say you stay off campus, you get your little part-time job. Jobs are paying pretty well in most cases, part-time. You just got to learn how to budget. I'm giving you my experience. You don't think I went through after post-COVID, after 2020, I had to get a job, deal with the high rise of things like cars, especially getting a new car. That was the hardest part. I had to even sacrifice one of my own rules and lock in the car price because car prices were just getting out of hand. Like I was a used car person and I wanted to get another used car, not from a dealership, but like a used car. They were even getting to the same price of a dealership. So the game changed on me a little bit, right? I was trying to use the same information my parents were giving me. So you gotta stay when you're trying to get a debt-free degree or you're trying to strive for one. That's the goal, right? You have to stay off campus. Stay off campus. Stay with your parents. Stay with family. Or if it's really that hard, you got to get roommates. People got to learn how to get roommates. Are you scared to trust people? I can understand that. People are a little weird nowadays. People always been weird, honestly. So in that regards, we're going to do it by semester, but they're saying 26,000. But on the College Scorecard, it says 15,000. They drop it by like $10,000. They're saying that's what your financial aid can do for you. So, but as we keep going, 6,000 not bad. But if you're a financial aid student requiring like Pell, for example, in this time it's like 7,000 max. They split your Pell divided by 2 is like 3,500 per semester. So you still got to come up with $3,000 unless you got that secondary. I don't know if Indiana does a secondary. I don't know if that city or state does a secondary. Our secondary is Hope in Georgia. I don't know if they do a secondary. I don't got no Indiana people in the chat yet. So they're saying after you go to the school for 4 years, you can earn a salary of $64,000, which is very good because the 4-year midpoint is 53. They're saying after 10 years of being removed from the institution, you can make about $63,000 or more within that 10-year period, or $64,000. That's very good. It's very good. It's very good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yep. It's pretty good. But thinking about it, looking at it, $6,000 a semester. I don't know if Indiana is known for like, I keep going, but I don't know what they're really known for besides sports. So we'll keep going on that. We talked about the cost, the average annual cost, graduation rate. We talked about graduation rate. They have a 90% retention rate. That's very good. They have a 90% retention rate. That means they're going to keep you after your first year. That means they're doing strategies to keep you there. Financial aid and debt, they're saying that you're going to get into, let me see what the I means. This only includes federal loans taken out at this college. So remember, financial aid, College Scorecard, they're talking about if you take out loans under FAFSA. So this number can be higher because if you hit your limit on taking out student loans, like they're saying this was minimum. Either this is the minimum, like what you pull out. Let me see. Let me read it because I don't remember this being up here actually. Like this little glossary. It says the median federal loan debt of graduates of this college. This includes only federal loans taken out at this college and excludes private student loans, parent plus loans. I think they took that away actually. And federal loans taken out at other colleges. So only at this college, you're looking at, like I said, 20,000 in loans as a median. They said you usually walk away with 20,000, median. 20,000, that's what you're gonna walk off with. The typical total debt for undergraduate borrowers who complete college. Yeah, so 20,000 after you do 4 years of college here. That doesn't sound realistic because I don't know how we got $1 trillion in student loan debt then. Students receiving federal loans, they say 28%. Pretty good. It's not high. If that number was real high, then that'd be bad, but it's pretty low, I guess. And then you go to the typical earnings, right? Why is it so zoomed in, guys? It's so zoomed in. And so as we see, they said 80%. That's pretty good because some Ivies got 85%. So they're saying like you have an 80% chance of earning more than a high school graduate, which is very good. Usually people who leave college, I think it's more of like, I want this job nowadays, and I'm not trying to take a job I don't want to do. I was in that realm at first. And then I had to take some jobs I didn't like to get to the job I love now, personally. And so remember, campus diversity, they didn't specify if there was a special place for institution. So as you see, it's a majority white institution. The other statistics are low. But remember, always go to the school, guys. I will keep it the same. Always take a tour at the school and see for yourself. Always go to the school and see for yourself if it's a diverse campus, if it's a inclusive campus for you. You see what I did there? I did it backwards, but just see. Some students like to be around different cultures when they go to college. So just take a look. It might be the one for you. And so it says right here they have an 80% acceptance rate. It says Indiana University Bloomington has an acceptance rate of 80%. Bloomington, they say they consider SAT, ACT scores during the application process, but does not require them. Why do they not require them? Because, at least on this website, the reason they do not require them, some schools have added back SAT and ACT as requirements, but they don't require them because they need students to go to their school. Unless universities start shrinking, they need students. And I don't think they're ever going to shrink. And it says right here, these are the test score ranges. You can also find this and use this tool as a public website. This is a public tool. So after thinking about everything as we went through, guys, I don't know who's the Noble alumni here. Indiana University, Bloomington. Who are the Noble alumni? They don't even show me the Noble alumni. They have a 4.4 rating on Google, I guess. But I think they're in that. Hold on right quick. Y'all might laugh at me real quick before I give them a rating. Hold on right quick. Association. Hold on right quick. I'm spelling association all wrong. Association. Give me y'all some game right now with this one. What are members at? I think this is right here. Yeah, they are. I don't care about these cookies right now. No, unless I missed them. Hold on, guys. Before I say they're not, that's Utah. Yeah, they are up here. Okay, y'all probably seen it. So they are considered a very respectful research institution. So if you can go to this school for only $6,000, I'm gonna say something. I don't know what their graduate prices look like, but I'm gonna say this. I paid about $3,000 in undergraduate. If I could have paid, if I'd have known this and I lived in that area and I could have went to a school that's respected, as you noticed, I don't think there's no Georgia school up here besides Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech is not really, it's more engineer based. But if I could have went to a school that's like research based, I don't know what Indiana University is known for, but they're charging $6,000. And I'm anticipating I'm paying out of pocket. I'm anticipating I got to get $6,000 up to pay for school every semester. But if I'm an undergraduate student, I'm going to have some resources, right? I'm going to have some resources of help. There's too many resources out here to be paying out of pocket for school. Now, if you paying out of pocket for school, you definitely need to be watching this channel. But I'm going to give them a B, only because I don't know that much about them. I feel like there can be an A academically wise, and I just don't know more. You know, I can learn and get better and then improve them to an A. But they're a B because they're simply on here, you know, and their prices, like they said, if you don't, like I said, if you don't stay on campus at their school, you're looking at about $6,000 a semester, which is not bad. That means depending on what they're really known for, I think Mark Cuban went to this school. Yeah, he went to this school. Yeah. I knew this school sounded familiar. So actually, I know a couple of people that went to their business school and stuff. Let's make them an A. I changed the rating. I'll cut that out, but I'm going to change the rating to an A. This school is an A because actually, I remember Mark Cuban saying in the interview that he chose Indiana University because they was like the cheapest but best business school. That's why he went there. And like I said, they had very good prices. I almost gave them a B. And they're ranked in this association. So they're highly respected for their research. highly respected. This is like an elite member. You see, they got Berkeley, they got UC Davis, they got what else in here? Duke, they got John Hopkins, Emory. So like they got some very known schools in here, guys. Like these are some heavyweights. Even though we might know some of these schools, I know some of these schools simply for sports. These schools are heavyweights. So they get A. They get A. They get A. And so that's pretty much it. You're right on time. Thank you everybody who came through and showed support as we are fighting this student loan debt epidemic. Just putting things into perspective of a good institution, and making ratings and trying to bring something different to YouTube, because YouTube is just consisted of not bad stuff, but it could be more. Trying to help YouTube out, a little more actually. Hopefully they make a deal with me like Mr. Beast, and bring something better. Bring something better out there, because people on Instagram ban me and stuff. So I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. It's Friday Eve today. And peace, chicken grease,